Bubbles means stuff. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So today I'm gonna take you through something very interesting. Guess what? Catalase test. If you find this video useful, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe to my channel at MICROBIOLOGIST 254 and stay tuned. So guys, today I'm gonna take you through Catalase test. We're gonna discuss about the introduction, the principle behind the Catalase test, and also the bacteria that are able to produce this catalase enzyme. Guess what? Let's start. So, Catalase test is just a biochemical test used to identify those organisms that are able to produce the catalase enzyme. This catalase enzyme is useful, hence, therefore, it differentiates from those organisms that are catalase positive from catalase negative organisms. And guess what? I got you. So, catalase test is just, we have said, it's just a basic biochemical test that used to differentiate between the catalase enzyme producing bacteria from those non-catalase enzyme producing bacteria. These catalase enzyme positive, they are always Staphylococcus, and the catalase negative, they are always the Streptococcus. So basically, it is used to differentiate between the Staphylococcus species from the Streptococcus species. Under the principle, we can talk that catalase enzyme works under the principle whereby the bacteria are able to produce this enzyme, the catalase enzyme, to neutralize the toxicity that are being produced by the byproducts the bacteria produce by itself. These are the ROS, reactive oxygen species, and the hydrogen peroxide products. These bacteria produce the enzyme called the catalase to neutralize the toxicity of these byproducts. Therefore, it converts the hydrogen peroxide gas into water and oxygen, of which the oxygen is the one that causes the effervescence. Hydrogen peroxide is being converted to water and oxygen by the catalase enzyme produced by the bacteria, so that it can reduce the toxicity of these byproducts they produce. Therefore, that is the principle. It's just a basic principle and very simple basic principle by which this catalase test works. So under the test, we have two different types of the test. We have the tube test method and we have the slide test method. We'll start with the slide method, of which under the procedure, you just took one drop of hydrogen peroxide, you just drop it in that slides. Then you take 2 to 3 colonies, you emulsify in that hydrogen peroxide, from which you will observe the effervescence production. If there is production of you just check the reaction immediately. If there is production of effervescence, you know it is catalase positive, but no production of effervescence, it is a catalase negative. So that is basically for the slide test method. And the other one is about the tube test method, of which you take two drops of hydrogen peroxide, you place it into the tube, then you take 2 to 3 colonies, then you also emulsify to that hydrogen peroxide in the tube, then you observe for the reaction immediately. Then you observe for that reaction. If there is effervescence, you know that it is catalase positive, but no effervescence, it is catalase negative. Therefore, by this method, you're able to differentiate between the Staphylococcus species and the Streptococcus species, of which the Staphylococcus species are in the catalase positive and the Streptococcus are catalase negative. Therefore, catalase test is just a biochemical test due to differentiate between the Staphylococcus species from the Streptococcus. We should also check on the precaution that should be taken when taking this test. Well, first of all, you should consider you are supposed to use the fresh colonies, or 24 hours colonies, and not take colonies that have lasted up to 72 hours, because it might slow the rate of catalase test. Also, metal wire loops you should avoid also them, because some of these nickel wires are able to react with hydrogen peroxide, hence therefore producing that effervescence. Though you should use either the plastic ones or the non-reusable, that is the plastic, or the wooden splints or the wooden loops. Therefore, also you should also check the freshness of the reagent, that is hydrogen peroxide. If the reagent is fresh, therefore the reaction is very fast, and also the reactions is also it will take a short time to check for the result. But if the hydrogen peroxide has lasted for long, maybe it has expired, it might give you a false result. Maybe you test it, you check the effervescence, and the bacteria is not an catalase positive. Therefore, it might give you a false result. So you should consider that. Therefore, if you find this video useful, make sure you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, that MICROBIOLOGIST 254. And thank you. Stay tuned for other topics that comes after this. Thank you.